Hello everyone, Mint here. Mojang has decided to release us a snapshot for the 1.17 update. This was much sooner than expected, but it is a welcome surprise. I'm going to go through all the little knickknacks they added in the snapshot, so let's get started. So this snapshot brings us a couple of things, a lot more than I would have expected to be honest, but we have quality of life changes for things we've already had in the game. Some new stuff including Amethyst and Copper can now generate in the world now underground. We have some new items including lightning rods, bundles, spyglasses, candles, and we have tinted glass as well. So I will go through all of these and I'll put timestamps for you to follow. What I think we'll start off with today is the Amethyst geode and everything that relates to amethysts. An amethyst geode will spawn underground as either its own little cave like so, or within a cave, and it comes in layers. This is the inner layer. It generates in a sphere shape, as spherical as Minecraft can go anyway. And the layers are the inner layer, the calcite layer, and the tuff layer. Now these are quite common, they aren't rare at all, and they can spawn as close to the surface as literally on the surface, poking through the grass here as we can see. Calcite and tuff for the moment are just building blocks you can use. You can mine them and use them. That's all fine. And the amethysts here, well, they have some properties. So if we take our silk touch pickaxe, you can use a normal pickaxe for this as well. You can break an amethyst block or a block of amethyst and you can place it and it's all good. It's just a building block you can use. This textured block here, see how it's a little bit different from the block of amethyst, is an amethyst budding block. And that is what all these crystals will generate on. They will start growing on these, and that's how you sustainably mine for amethyst crystals. However, you cannot move these blocks. Once you break them, they're gone. As you can see, they just don't come back, even with a silk touch pickaxe. Now on the crystals themselves, they come in 4 flavors. We have the small, the medium, the large, and the cluster. Small through large cannot be mined for anything. The clusters can be mined with either silk touch or fortune. If you break them with silk touch, they just come back as they are, and you can place them as decoration. If you mine them with fortune or non-silk touch pickaxes, however, they will drop shards, and these can be used in a item that was just added. I will show you that in a second. These are the flavors of our aforementioned amethyst. And I think, yes, if you walk around on them like so, you can hear they do generate a tone. And also if you shoot them, we have more tones. So that's everything I've got on amethyst. Let's move on. So, wall of copper behind me. These are all the crafted varieties of copper you can make in the game. And of course, copper is a mineable resource that is found underground. You will need a stone pickaxe at minimum to break yourself a copper ore. And let me just get rid of this for you. And if we take our copper ore, we can smelt it in our blast furnaces and normal furnaces. The blast furnace will obviously be quicker than the furnace, as per usual. If we take our copper ingots, we can then make our blocks. So, pattern like so. 4 copper blocks, and if we take our 4 copper blocks, we can make our cut copper blocks. And from there we can convert them into stairs and half slabs like we would with any other block. Now, there is a process here you can see of aging. So, in real life, copper oxidizes, and as it does so, it turns green, or more green over time. So, the same process applies to Minecraft. Over a substantial amount of time in Minecraft, you will have this effect of weathering, and it has to be rendered in. So, you have to be within the rendered chunk where the block is in order for the process to actually begin and end. it takes a long time. I think it's 50 Minecraft days per stage until you get to the end, then it stops. But if you did want to keep it in a certain state, if you wanted to keep this look of the copper and you didn't want it to change, or this one, or the first one, you can take honeycomb now. We have a new use for honeycomb. That is very cool, isn't it? And we take our copper block, whatever it may be, and we turn it into a waxed cut copper block. So it doesn't change the look at all, as you can see, but this will not age like these ones and weather over time. That is everything I've got on copper and its decorative purposes, but there are some tools and items you can make, which I will show you right now. With the amethyst and copper that you collect in the snapshot, you can actually make something called a spyglass. A spyglass is a tool, and it's just like a monocular, I think they're called. You can just zoom in on things from a far distance. It's very useful. If you have Optifine, this is useless to you, but in Bedrock, this is pretty much a brand new feature, having the ability to zoom in on things far away. And how you make it is with 2 pieces of copper, ingots, and 1 amethyst shard. And boom, there we go. You can also use this in your offhand, so yeah, that's all I've got on the spyglass. You may have noticed these little things around my base. They've been scattered about everywhere. They're lightning rods. Now how you make a lightning rod is with 3 copper ingots, like so. And a lightning rod, as the name suggests, will simply capture lightning. And they will protect any block within a 16 block radius or diameter. I think it's a radius. So 16 blocks away from it in every direction, it will protect from lightning strikes. You'll want to place this near your wooden and flammable builds so the lightning doesn't strike and catch fire. I couldn't show you an example of lightning hitting this because I can't actually control random lightning strikes, but they work within a 16 by 16 area, and they will protect your flammable builds, and they will also produce a redstone signal of a certain strength, at the maximum strength of 16, I believe. And yep, that is a lightning rod. Another handy little item they have added to this snapshot is something called the bundle. The bundle is a little storage container. It will give you an extra stack of storage in your inventory, in the sense is that it will allow you to stack blocks that are not normally allowed to be stacked on top of each other. Now what do I mean by that? I mean, so you say if you get coal and iron here, we can't stack these 2 blocks on top of each other because they're not the same kind of item. However, if we place it inside of the pouch, they can be, and it will tell you how many items are inside of it and what items they are. And a bundle just basically lets you just neaten up your inventory, and with items that can't be stacked like weapons and armor, you can only place in 1 bundle at a time. So that's a full bundle with a helmet in it. So it doesn't really help you if you have singular items that can't be stacked and you right click on it to allow items out, and you take the bundle and you right click on top of items to put them in. To make a bundle, you need 6 rabbit hide, which is not the easiest thing to get early game. You will need a farm to make many of these. So you need 6 rabbit hide and 2 pieces of string, and there's your bundle. One thing I will say about bundles is that say if you have a full inventory, say if you have a full inventory and you have a large chest here and you right click the bundle to empty it. So it won't go in your inventory because your inventory is full, but it won't go in the large chest either. And yeah, that's kind of annoying. There's also a strange bug from when you're trying to empty your bundles into a chest if your inventory is full that you can lose items. So be wary of that. We have candles now. So candles are light sources and they come in a variety of 15 colours and they work similar to sea pickles that if you place one on top of another, it stacks them in a single spot like this. And the varieties of course go from 1 to 4. The more candles you have on top of one another, the more light they generate. Now when you place a candle, they're not automatically lit, so you need to take your flint and steel and light them, and then they will start giving off a light source depending upon how many candles are within the one block here. And cakes. Now, do not shift click, just right click on it and you have a candle lit cake. So that's cool. That's candles. To craft candles, you're going to need honeycomb and string, and that makes your candles very cheap and easy. The next item on our list actually involves the build we have right here. Now, if you can't already see, when we enter this room, it's actually very dark, despite the fact that we have glass over our heads. It's the middle of the day and we have lamps right above our head. Yet, it's dark in here. Now, this glass is actually a kind of tinted glass. And with the breaking of that block, we can see we have let light in and blocked it when we put it in. This is just a transparent block that allows no light to pass through. So say if you wanted to keep a room dark like this, you would, but you still wanted to see into that room, you could place this down. And yeah, it's very cool. Like if you just wanted to isolate light in a room, you could do the same thing. Now light is not going to come out of this room or into it unless you place a light source on either side. That's really cool. And as I just shown you, unlike normal glass, you don't actually need a silk touch tool to break it. And just to show you this is in fact different, here is black stained glass that is in fact letting the light in. Yep, so tinted glass. Now I'll show you how to make it. Crafting tinted glass is pretty straightforward. You need your amethyst shards and ordinary glass. And that will make you X amount of tinted glass. One helpful little quality of life change the developers have added is the ability to turn any dirt affiliated block into a grass path, but they're now actually called dirt paths. So in the past you were only able to turn grass into a dirt path, but now you can transform mycelium, podzol, coarse dirt and normal dirt into a path. You used to have to wait for grass to grow on ordinary dirt before you could actually turn it into a path, and that was super annoying, but that is so much better now. That's one of the quality of life changes. A second quality of life change just made using our elytra a little bit easier, putting our firework rocket recipe straight into the book. We no longer have to use a crafting table to make our fireworks. Nice. Our third and fourth quality of life changes are the fact we can now place lava inside cauldrons. Could do that in Bedrock, but we can now also do that in Java. And another thing you could do in Bedrock but not Java until now was run minecarts underwater. When you run a minecart underwater, it does slow down, so you're going to need more inertia or more powered rails to deliver your minecarts from position to position, but we now have both those features readily available in Java. Our final quality of life change relates to shulkers. Now apparently in this snapshot, shulkers, when they strike each other with their projectiles, have the chance to clone themselves, so it gives us the opportunity to farm more shulkers for a really powerful storage block known as the shulker box. Now I'm going to spawn in 4 shulkers and I'm going to try and get them to hit each other. The This is going to be interesting. But remember the number 4, because if we manage to get more than 4, then it's worked. I mean, I already know it works, I'm just showing for the video. This is going to be incredibly painful. Now, we know one of these is cloned when they start teleporting from damage. So when it gets damaged by the projectile, it will teleport away and another one will be created in its place. I am really not having much luck. I heard a teleport, so that might be it. Yep, there was the 5th one. We started with 4, now we have 5. That one just dropped. And we have another one, we're back to 4. Yep. So, this chaos is how you manage to get more shulkers for your buck, by letting them strike each other. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you later.